Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now today, I would like to take you into a question that I've been recently received a lot of inquiry with. Obviously, it's about visa refusal. It's not a pleasant topic, but obviously a lot of people had chosen to study abroad and arriving in Australia, studying university and TAFE or whatnot, colleges, and then obviously skill migrate later on. So there's a topic that a lot of interest, inquiries going through applying for a vet sector, vocational education and tertiary studies. For example, courses like the commercial cookery, childcare services, carpentry, anything that is below bachelor. And you may notice once you click into this thumbnail, I said that the topic that the ratio of rejection and visa refusal is actually much higher than choosing a bachelor and master degree. Now, why is that? Now, obviously, we have learned that during the past years, there has been a lobby group and also governments looking to actually probably do some adjustments on the genuine temporary entrant criteria, which has been a little bit too harsh. But in fact, with the border open recently, there has been enormous numbers and visa applications. As we have saw in my previous video, you knew there were over 2 million visa applications. Look at how popular Australia is. Now, obviously, the cause of all this is due to the war going on in Europe and also the unstable and inflation going on in USA. I'm not saying Australia doesn't have the inflation, but families and people looking for a safer and secure place to go in the future. Australia suddenly became the most popular country to go. 2 million applications. Obviously, there's going to be vast number of those applications going to student visa. While there's so many student visas, obviously, all of them won't be granted, but there will be an increase of rejection refusal rate, especially on the vocational sector there. So if you decide to study diploma certificate courses, gotta be careful. Now, all right, let's have a look. The student visa subclass 500, obviously you may find this information on the immigration website everywhere you want to see, and I've gone through some of the basic information, eligibility and all that in my previous video. Now, the reason I wanted to show this is that obviously this visa covers higher education and the TAFE and the diploma and also the school sector. Now, especially talking about the vet sector, whereby the most refusal and rejection actually located. So if you wanted to study and come to Australia, make sure you don't get refused or rejected. Now, why is that? Now, one of the key things that we can find out is through the global visa processing website. Now, you can find this by Google Home Affairs space global processing, and you should be able to find yourself landing at this visa processing time page, which is very good. It's a beta version, so it's dynamic. It changes, provides to the most updated information and status and system that currently is. So what I have done here is I showing you that I have selected student visa 500 and I choose visa stream higher education, and I put the date as of today, and you can see that the average processing time for higher education student visa application, well, it's not pleasant, but 147 days, but most of them I got responded within less than 3 months. I would say about 2 months or even less. So this is an indicator whether or not this visa is actually an easy one to go with. Now, if I am to choose this and change to vocational education and training sector, the VET, let's have a look. Submit. Here we go. Look at that. It adds additional 100+ days for visa processing. It was 170 something, now it's 285 days. Now what does this tell us? Obviously this is telling us that in order to process this VET students, the case officer is taking longer. Now obviously it's not the case officers being more stupid, but they are actually assessing a lot more in detail if you apply those VET courses. So commercial cookery, diploma courses, childcare services, carpentry, motor mechanics, and all these different diploma courses. So there is obviously a higher chances to actually get refused, and we can actually see that in this page here. Now it doesn't say the chance to get rejected, but from assessing, analyzing the day of process, we can see what's happening there. Now you may tell me that the VET course is harder to assess. I don't think so. It's the same. You know, you apply for any school, any institutions, they give you a confirmation of enrollment, right? Nothing changed. The only thing is they assess it more carefully by what? That they're applying this genuine temporary entrance requirement. Now, because the reason if we apply this GTE requirement, I'm not going to go through the detail here, I've done a specific video on this one, is when we apply GTE, what happens is when they assess your current situation and your home situation against the future, what it's going to come out if you value of your courses of your future and immigration history, then what's happening here is that a lot of these applications, they will identify a downgrade study pathways. What do I mean on that? For example, if your highest qualification already from your home country or anywhere else was bachelor or master degree, and suddenly you choose Australia to study and you pick something like commercial cookery or diploma or childcare services, which is downgrading from your existing highest qualification down to a diploma certificate. Now that raises concern. And what does that do to us and to the visa applicants? It goes back to the genuine temporary entrant, where once the officer assess your current situation against the future, they will go, well, why would that actually bring any value to you, value of the course in your future? Now, if you downgrade, would that actually give you a value? Now, the value cannot be that allows you a pathway to skill migrate Australia. So in any reasonable person, despite not talking about going into Australia, would you having the bachelor degree or master degree with the highest qualification and then go and study something that is degrading your current status and portfolios? That raises concern and question mark, and that is why there's a higher chances if you pick a VET courses, your rejection and refusal rate is much higher. Anyway, should you have more question and query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.